Hi, and welcome to another episode of Honest AF Show with me, Daniela Clark.
And me, Barbara Ann Wild.
Miss Barbara Ann Wild, you are looking so pretty today. I love this blush color on you. It's very
Thank you.
Chloe, the latest from their spring fashion show.
That whole thing that she did is
very
so
bohemian, 70s.
Thank
it's very
you.
pretty. I love it.
You're speaking my language. I love it.
I love it. Your skin looks gorgeous with this color.
Thank you. I was literally running out of the house with Sabbath, got up really late this morning, had to get him to school, came home, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, thank God I washed my hair yesterday. And so it was just a really quick thing. So I have no idea what I look like really, because I didn't even get a chance to look at myself in the mirror before we
it looks beautiful.
flip the switch.
This is from
just H&M.
H&M.
Yeah, they did a great knockoff of the Chloe boho thing, and it's their more like their edition or whatever they call it. But yeah, they did I got some really cute things.
This is great to fly in too, to travel in, because it's so comfortable. You just bring a wrap.
Absolutely.
And you're good to go.
I know. It's so comfortable. And it comes with it had a built-in slip.
Oh.
So it's like completely like built-in slip. It's
so
killer.
Nice. Yeah. Very pretty.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's going on? Let's discuss the big news.
Okay. There's a couple of big
Okay, let's go for it.
Oh my God, in the wild world, it is just
it's wild.
It's popping. To quote our kids.
Yeah.
Actually, it's so funny. So I think I said it on the last episode that we did, where Zach and I were looking for holiday homes, and we kind of, in the States, we kind of narrowed it down to the Pacific Northwest, and we found a dream home in Central Oregon coast, and we flew up there last week, and within 2 days we're homeowners of a new house oceanfront.
I'm so excited.
We are so beyond excited. I have not seen Zach that way since he got his first Les Paul. He is, now he's like, can we just make that our full-time house and we'll visit the house in California? I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he's into it.
He always like, I'm not a beach guy, yet I couldn't get him off the beach.
Yeah, well, the videos you sent me was all him videotaping the beach.
Oh, yeah. While I was talking to the realtors and the agents and all of these people, he was walking and making videos everywhere.
This is your daily life, by the way.
We're just, yes. We're just over the moon.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, Barb.
It's just so exciting.
I can't wait for the girl weekend.
Oh, he's like, when can I go back there? I'm thinking, I got to work him around us. I already have plans for us.
Yeah.
But, and it just has this, being by the ocean naturally leads itself to feeling like you're on some spiritual retreat anyway.
Yeah.
But it feels like a vacation.
Yeah.
I know it'll be different when we're living there, but just every single window, door, slider, the whole back of the house is like the ocean.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's so perfect.
It's just like it seems like you're all alone there too. It's like this huge strand with nobody there.
Yeah, and they said that it pretty much is that, because most of the people who bought on this really special little area, it's their holiday homes, so people aren't there all year long.
Yeah.
It's really, really.
We will be though.
We are going there every moment that we can. And I'm even hoping to do some of our shows there.
Oh my gosh,
because
that would be so much fun.
It's such a great community in Oregon, because Oregon really, truly was the first state in the United States on the West Coast that I know of that was really on about farm to table and organic and really just because it's such farmlands and the lavender fields and the wineries and all of it just has so much to offer as far as like I got Barb's bag of tricks for umpteen, like it's infinite. There's no, and I just think like even like hikes geographically, it's so beautiful. It's incredible.
Yeah, it
And
really is pretty. It does rain a lot though, and it's kind
it
of drippy
does.
and gray there, but that's kind of like romantic and
It is. And the
beautiful
other
too.
part of it is the coast is actually a little bit warmer than inland because you have the protection of I mean, I'm not going to be swimming in the Pacific, I don't think, because it's always freezing.
Yeah.
But I don't really do that here anyway. I grew up with the Atlantic Ocean, which gets
Yeah.
really warm, and seasonally you're swimming in the ocean. I've never swam in the Pacific since I've lived here, except Zach and I got married in Bora Bora, but it was a lagoon, so we did swim in the Pacific. But
Yeah.
it's cold. The ocean's cold. But where we're at, this special spot, like Sharon Osbourne, when I sent her all of the video and the photographs, she said to me, "I didn't even know this place existed," and honestly, I didn't either. It is such a special little place, and it is a gated community. There's a golf course. There's, you can rent paddle boats. And then there's this whole little area that is like Cross Creek in Malibu with like little shops and restaurants. And
Perfect.
it's
We'll be there.
literally I couldn't have dreamed a better place.
Oh wow! I'm
It's
so excited for you guys.
exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is it going to be Is it furnished, or do you
It
have to
is
furnish
not
it?
furnished.
Oh,
The
so we have to go
woman
shopping.
who owned the house was meticulous. When I tell you this house is immaculate, you've seen the photos
Yeah,
and the
it's
video.
beautiful.
You literally, I dream of my house ever being this immaculate again. And fortunately, the woman who owned the home, she was hoping that we, inherit her cleaning person. And this woman, I mean, I don't know anyone that has oceanfront properties that every window doesn't have a water spot on it. This house is incredible.
Wow.
And it is just pristine. But we do get a bit of a climate protection from where it is geographically. The further inland you go,
Yeah.
the colder it gets. They did tell me there's been like once that they know of ever getting snow. We've had snow 2 years ago at our house in Southern California.
Right? Yeah,
So
you guys get wild weather where you live.
yeah, I think it's just going to be a little colder than where we're at now. But hey, I'm looking for a place to escape the triple digit summers.
Yeah.
So, I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
high 80s, high 70s, mid 80s sounds like a dream compared to what we've endured this year.
I don't know if I told you, but Tenny, our neighbor.
Yes, we
who
love
we've
Tenny.
actually had on Honest AF
Another
as
rock
a
wife.
guest. Yeah, another rock wife, married to DJ Kilmore from
Incubus.
Incubus. They sold their house, and they ended up. He went on tour.
Right.
And she had 3 days before she could meet up with him, but she had to move out of her house because she sold it. So she came and stayed with me for the last 3 days.
Right.
Well, that was during the heat wave, and we lost power.
I know.
And no power, no air conditioning. Her and it was stifling in our house.
can't even
We took the
imagine.
dogs and sat outside by the pool the entire time because it was so disgusting.
What else could you do?
There's nothing
I mean,
we
and
could do.
you
We
love
couldn't
the
escape
heat.
it.
For you to say it's disgusting, it's got to be off the charts.
It was off the charts. I looked at the thermostat inside my house, and it was 94 degrees. It was sweltering.
Insufferable.
The poor dogs were like panting, and I had no power for almost 24 hours. It was off. So it went off in the evening, and of course Gilby was on tour because that's Murphy's Law. Whenever Gilby goes on the road,
100%.
something crazy happens. So we had no air conditioning, no power whatsoever.
So then your refrigerator, all
everything.
that.
It was brutal. It was
my
brutal.
goodness.
So, and I couldn't take the dogs and go sit at a restaurant somewhere because you can't sit outside. You can't bring the dogs inside because it was 110 degrees
It's
outside.
so unhealthy, so
It was
dangerous.
it was so bad. I felt so bad for people that don't have air conditioning. I don't know how they survived that
I
heat
don't
wave.
either.
It was hideous. We just sat in the pool, and I kept at night when we went to bed. I drenched towels in cold water and put them over the dogs.
That's the best thing to do. The only thing
It was
you can do.
terrible. Yeah, terrible. But then, Barb.
I love when you preface what you're going to say by your giggle. I know it's going to be great.
Oh my gosh, I am such an idiot. So we
I wouldn't say that.
suffered and suffered and suffered, Tenny and I. And then thank God Gilby came home. And I went and picked him up in the airport. And I said to him, I go, surprise, we have no power, no air conditioning. It's 94 degrees in the house. It's sweltering and we're all dying. Me, Tenny, and the dogs, we're all dying. And he says to me, well, did you turn the generator on?
You have a generator?
We have a generator, Barb. News to me.
I know I put highlights in your hair, but you were very, very blonde moment there.
Yeah,
That's hysterical.
Seriously blonde moment. He's like, why didn't she turn the generator on? I don't know how to turn the generator on. What's the generator?
Well,
Show me the
could
generator.
You please
I don't
teach
even know
me-
what it looks like.
Tell Gilby he needs to give me a tutorial. I'm Miss Fix It.
Seriously.
I will set you up next time that happens. Actually,
Seriously.
if that ever happens again, we're getting on a plane or caravanning.
We're going
to
to
the house
Oregon.
in Oregon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he came home, flipped on the the generator, and all was better in the world. I was like, are you joking?
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a generator.
Ridiculous. But speaking of blonde highlights,
Yes.
you really, Barb,
Your hair is crazy gorgeous.
you are like the best colorist. It's ridiculous because no one does
just
my blonde
love
like you
it.
do.
I just love
I got to
doing
tell you,
it.
everywhere I've been going, I've been getting so many compliments on my hair. People keep asking me about the color. And like my cousin does my roots, but
Yeah.
you do all the blonde highlights. And people everywhere I've been going, people keep stopping me and asking me about my hair. But you know, my hair's gotten so long.
It has gotten so. Please don't. I mean, trim, but don't cut it because
You don't think I should cut it? It's so long.
it's so beautiful.
I feel
think
like
you should.
I feel like I'm rivaling Chloe Trujillo soon.
Yeah, no, I mean trim.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about your hair, and I was talking to Randy about this because unlike most people, your hair is thicker at the ends, which is amazing.
Is it?
It is. So
Oh.
when I bring the bleach down and I hit the end, I
Yeah.
don't have to fear
The
that
end's
it's going
breaking
to
off.
break.
Yeah.
And it is so stunning and it totally is so boho, so chic, and it's so you. I love it. But I think that the key for me is because I'm fearless with it because I just
You are.
I feel like color is one of those things where you can fix it. So
Yeah.
if it's I mean, as long as you are protecting the integrity of the person's hair, you can fix it in a couple days. You don't love it, we change it. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal. And contrary to the majority of colorists, and I'm going to get some flack, I know I will for saying this, but I very rarely, if ever, tone it. Because I know that, yes, you might be stuck with something extremely bright for a day or two, but once it oxidizes,
It tones down
because
on its own.
the muting that toners do to the hair, and there are some great toners out now, but I feel like you just did all this work and you're naturally it's gonna oxidize anyway.
Yeah.
So I always prefer to wait it out a couple days and live with it being
I
a
don't like
little.
toner either. I feel like it makes it gray.
It just drabs it out.
Yeah,
I mean that's
yeah.
what it's
Yeah.
it's intended to cut the brassiness, right?
I like
Or
the brassiness. I like the warmth though, but I think for everybody it's different. For me,
Yes.
I like a little bit of
And
brassiness.
I tend to get warm and I don't care for the warmth because I have so much yellow in my skin. It completely clashes with my skin tone. But I know exactly when to take it off. And fortunately, I have two colorists that are just the bomb. They're killer. But I think that
So do I.
I'm completely fearless when it comes to color, and I really try to make it like makeup. Like
Yeah.
I do it on dry hair. I look at where your cheekbones are, your eyes, and
Yeah.
I try to make it like as if you're not wearing makeup. It gives you that glow.
Yeah,
And
you're
that's-
meticulous with it.
That's my
it's unbelievable.
intention, and
Yeah.
I get to like feed my creative juices, which are you
Yeah.
know they're always there underneath my academic
business mind.
acumen that I have to always whip out.
Yeah.
But I love that it gives me a creative outlet. I love it.
So Barb, we have to talk about something
Yes,
because in our world, this is big news.
Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, that was the other thing that happened on the plane. So Zach and I were laughing because September 10th on the plane, the offer that we put on the house was accepted midair. Then you text me with the Dave Grohl. You're like exciting about the house, but by the way, have you opened your Instagram? And then you send me the Dave Grohl information, which of course Mrs. Kravitz on the plane with me was all excited about.
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Not excited for anything other than because he loves Dave.
Yeah.
But just excited that he had some juicy story to bite into. And then it was the day we released the
I'm
gallows.
surprised he hasn't done a relationship therapy
I'm sure it's
session
coming.
for it.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah.
But the gallows, Zach's new Black Label Society single, we launched that day.
Right.
And then we were headed to New York and New Jersey for our Pennsylvania festival, the Berserkus. So all this was happening mid-flight.
It was a very active flight.
Yes, it was craziness. And I will say that Dave Grohl News really buried the gallows launch, but that's okay. What do you think? What's your...
It's interesting because from our world, I mean...
Not surprising?
Not surprising. They're musicians. A, they're men. B, they're musicians. It's a pretty...
they have penises.
Yeah.
It's just part of their territory.
Yeah.
Guitars in your hands and penises on your body.
Yeah.
Just kind of goes
Yeah, you're
hand
going to
in hand.
cheat. Yeah.
Not Zach.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
God will strike him with the lightning bolt.
Yeah, right up his bum. But, okay, wait. So here's the thing. What my fascination with the whole story is, it's not the fact that he cheated or any of that.
And we empathize with his wife.
We do. We totally
and his
empathize.
Children.
Yeah, I mean, listen, something like that, no matter who you are, uproots your entire family. It uproots your whole dynamics. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And very, very sad. And it completely uproots your whole family.
I mean, let's face it. We did not take rock and roll vows. There are not a separate set of vows for rock stars.
Correct.
Which I told my husband the night before we got married, and I've reiterated many times. I honestly, I feel like
they're not rock and roll.
Yeah, no,
vows.
there's not special vows for rock and roll.
Yeah, no, there's not. But I think like we all kind of have a little bit of an understanding that musicians, for the most part, they cheat. Why? Because they're never home. And because the opportunity is thrown at them.
Sports figures, musicians, actors.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're on the road. No one's there. They're bored. They're lonely. I don't know. But they have big egos. I mean, it all goes with the territory. However, what really struck me is the complete shock of it. And why? Why is it so shocking this time? I mean,
because it's Dave Grohl.
Because it's Dave Grohl. Because why? Because
everyone
he's
just
perceived
loves and
as such a
adores
nice
him.
guy.
And he is.
Yeah, he is.
He's incredible. He's a good guy. My problem with the whole thing was it was not a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with the whole thing was that he got her pregnant.
Yeah.
Because it's not even the getting pregnant part. It's the you didn't use a condom part.
Yeah.
So as your wife, you have put me in physical danger, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
as far as we know, he didn't use a condom because
if he used the condom,
she
it
got
didn't
pregnant.
work.
Yeah.
You should use 2 condoms or 3. But regardless, that is not something that
that's
is okay.
what crosses the line.
Yeah,
right?
that's where
it's
it
irresponsible.
Took it. Yes.
Yeah.
Cheat responsibly.
Cheat responsibly. That's That's the
maybe
ticket.
that should be part of the rock and roll vows. If you're going to cheat, be responsible.
Yeah, but that's kind of what Gilby and I always said. Like I always said to Gilby, if you
told
cheat,
Gilby he could cheat on you with the condom?
Absolutely not.
No fucking way.
No.
Sorry, Gilby. You're not getting that free pass.
No, absolutely not.
No backstage passes for you.
I'd kill him.
Yes.
But I always said to him, I go, if you're going to cheat, I'm going to kill you and our marriage is over. But.
And then I'll kill him too.
Yeah. And so will Zach. But.
Oh, absolutely. Zach will.
But if you're going to cheat, if you find yourself in that situation, just please don't bring home any diseases.
Right.
Just, and don't get anybody pregnant. use a condom, like at least have some sensibility. So I think that that's where it's so shocking, is at his age and him being a family man and being such a good guy, known in the industry as such a good guy.
Right.
I mean, he's so philanthropic. He's, he's an amazing guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And an amazing musician. So I think maybe that's why it was so shocking, because you wouldn't expect that
Right.
from him.
Right.
But
And the other thing is too is that his daughters.
it just goes to show you, I don't put anything past anyone anymore.
Agreed. And I think
Right?
that that's the general consensus
Yeah.
from the public.
Yeah.
I've read so many comments where fans are saying that they're taking it personally and that they're horrified by it and they're offended by it. And I feel like saying, well, it's really not about you. It's about his wife and his children.
Right.
But I have to say that his children, especially his daughters that are teens, like 16 and 18 or whatever their ages are, that's got to be really crushing for them because
Crushing.
your first love is your dad.
Yeah.
As a girl, as a woman,
Yeah.
and for the most part, I'm not saying everybody, but and then to see how this affects your mother, and it's got to give them. It's probably psychologically going to be really hard for them now to trust. It's a lot of it's not just so superficial for the family.
Yeah.
So I just hope they all can come through this okay.
I know, it's really
And
difficult
I just
because
wish
all of
them
a
well.
sudden the whole dynamic changes too. Now they have another sibling, they have another family member
Right.
for the rest of their lives. This isn't something that just kind of like
Yeah.
gets, everyone moves on from. This is now a whole different situation.
Yeah. I mean,
So
if
it is
it were
difficult.
Mick Jagger again, none of us we'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
But it's, Dave Grohl.
Dave
so
Grohl,
he's
yeah.
kind of a saint
Yeah.
in our world.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
is a really,
You
his
can't take away the
indiscretion is
fact.
serious, but he's a good guy.
Yeah,
And he's a great musician.
He's
and
a great musician.
Yeah.
He does a lot of philanthropic work.
Yeah.
He's and I think that that's where everyone just kind of freaked out because he's one of the guys that you'll see barbecuing outside of a restaurant and
100%.
handing out free burgers to everybody.
He does it with Rita for Dimebag
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
He's a really great guy. And
Yeah.
he's helped so many fellow musicians and, opened his studio up to them. He's, played on their records. He's done so much for the music community. He's a really good guy.
It's so
He just
hard.
fucked up.
He sure did. And she's Jordan. I mean, wow.
I've never met his wife. But
I've met her a few times.
I
Yeah, it's just sad for
Send
her.
you love.
I feel bad for everybody involved. But at what point, like, do you think that someone's personal life should affect their work life? Like, people judging, his personal antics, and now are like, oh, his fans are upset. Yeah. Listen, he's still the same musician.
Yeah.
He's still making good music. I see that a lot also with like politics. Like if when they cheat,
Yeah.
it's like such a big deal because it's a morality thing.
Right.
But he's a musician.
Here's the thing.
Right.
Since I've been an adult, and the Osbournes are my family,
Right.
and they've been through a lot.
Sure.
And I know Ozzy, and
Yeah.
he's one of my favorite humans that ever walked this earth, and he is the greatest human. I love him so much. But I've been mad at him.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I've had to make a conscious effort to separate my love of art and music from the person because they're human.
Yeah.
And
No one's
if
perfect.
I held every discretion from every artist, musician, athlete that I love,
Yeah.
I would never be a fan of anything.
Anything.
Right. They say never meet your heroes, and
Yeah.
a lot of times that's true. And I mean, oh my God, there are so many artists that I could never listen to their music again. I've already vetoed 3/4 of the design community because of things that they've done.
Right.
I will not buy another thing by several different
Right.
designers.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to spill over into, because if it has to go into the rock community, forget it. I won't be listening to any music ever again.
I'll be listening to folk music for the rest of our lives.
I mean, we have a lot of athletes in our life that we are family with and love and know. And oh my God, they're you know,
athletes are
they're
sometimes worse than
guilty
musicians.
as charged.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I just have had to make a conscious effort to separate.
Yeah. So someone asked me, what would you do? What would you do if that was Gilby?
Right.
What would you do? What would you do if it was Zach?
I already told Zach I'm moving to Oregon, and you could stay in California. I get the house.
Yeah.
You could have your studio. I'll take half the dogs, the 2 that are a nightmare you can have.
Yeah.
I'll take the other 3 with me, and I'm moving to Oregon.
You can keep the nightmares.
I would not. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I'm not a jealous person at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing Zach and I have is we're honest as fuck in our relationship as well.
Right.
And I couldn't. It would be such a head trip for me. And actually, Zach would face Haley Ray's wrath more than mine. He'd be doomed with
That's
our daughter.
the thing is, I think with the kids
Frankie
being
and Haley
older,
Ray,
the
forget
kids
it.
would give them the hardest
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl's oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, I'm
Jordan's
sure.
probably has nothing on what she's dishing.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's the thing. It's like having to face your kids in that situation
And
is really
as a
tough.
father in their
Yeah.
eyes, that's
Yeah.
got to be so demoralizing
Yeah.
and so crushing to them because they want to be everything to their children.
Yeah.
You know, at least Zach does,
you
and
think
I know Gilby does.
Do you think that that kind of situation, a marriage could survive that? I think marriages can survive cheating. I really do. A lot of marriages can overcome it. But could a marriage survive having a child outside the marriage?
I don't know. I mean, I've witnessed, I've witnessed a lot of it, and I've seen people work it out because they just really love and adore each other. And I think cheating, regardless of whether you're a musician or if you're a celebrity, it just for everyone, I think cheating almost always boils down to attention.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't getting attention from your significant other, be it that you're on the road and you want attention in that moment before you fall asleep or whatever. I mean, they're being, they're getting attention on stage is a different kind of attention. But I think if you're not giving attention to your significant other, they're going to seek it somewhere. We all want that. And we especially want it from that one person we're in love with. But I think my barometer is if you're in love with the person, not that you love them, because, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in love with the person, then I think it's worth it to try and make every effort to make it work out.
Yeah.
And they're in love with you. But if you're just doing it to for your children or saving your marriage or what your comfort level, whatever it is, then that would not be sufficient for me. I need to be in love with the person that I'm with. I need to be all in.
Yeah.
And if they're not, I couldn't make it work.
Yeah. This is hard, and especially at this age to...
Well, that's the other thing,
yeah.
too. We don't know the details yet
Right.
Of the mother of the baby and any of that. But, let's hope she's not 20 because that adds insult to injury.
Yeah, it does.
know?
Yeah. I told Gilby, I go, you know what I would do?
What would you do?
I would walk into the garage and I would kick down every single one of his motorcycles. And then I would go into his locker, grab his favorite guitars and sell them.
I was going to say not destroy them because you could sell them. Yeah.
Sell them.
Yeah.
And Gilby looked at me and he goes, man, you're mean. You're really mean. That's calculated.
He's
I'm
been
all,
forewarned.
Yeah, exactly. There's your warning. Yeah. I will get you where it hurts the most.
Yes.
Your motorcycles and your guitars.
Yes.
But yeah, I think about that. Like, would I stay? Would I want to work through it? And I think there's so many factors because of the age thing now, like to start
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah.
Could you overlook an indiscretion? Could you overlook having a child out of your marriage? Could you look at your family dynamics changing? Because like everything's going to change at that point. Like if you're going to leave, your kids have to be uprooted. You got to sell the house, move away. Maybe they have to switch schools. So many things have to change.
Totally.
It's just awful.
And change is scary.
It can be very
All
scary.
change
And
is
it can be very
scary.
unsettling, especially when you have kids at home.
But it could be the best thing in the world too.
Exactly. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. So
I would say that at this point in my life, if that were to happen and it was a new baby, like not a 35-year-old that an indiscretion that happened 35 years ago or whatever, I would absolutely, I wouldn't think twice about saying, have to it. See you later.
yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And I would not. I've spoken about this. This is on Honest AF Show record. I would just start dating young guys. Jesse's 31 now. They would have to be older
A little
than 31.
older than Jesse, yeah.
Yeah, so, Zach, if you're going to do it soon
Yeah.
because you're starting to like ruin my dating pool. The age requirements. I'm starting to get to like,
Yeah.
a little too old territory. And I would just have a lot of fun and I'd live on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I don't
have
think
no
I could stay in
interest
it.
in making anything work at this point.
Yeah.
If it doesn't just work, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I think like at the points where we are in our lives, I
Yeah.
would just be like, okay, I'm going to get my little house in Saint-Tropez and leave me
Yeah,
alone.
exactly.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
would do.
We'll get our house in France and one in Italy.
Yeah.
And we'll have Oregon and
I think like all our guys are like shaking in their boots because of this whole Dave Grohl thing. Because we're
Except
all
for
looking
my
at them.
husband.
We're all looking at them crooked now.
except my husband. My husband's just like, nah, I quit drinking. I quit
Yeah.
dating. I'm
Yeah.
done. Yeah, I have no interest in any of it.
Yeah.
I really believe that about Zach. I mean, you can never say never, but
Yeah.
he's like, God, the amount of work that would be.
Yeah.
Zach's just like, I have enough work. I'm in 5 bands. I don't have time.
I don't say never because I
You
just
can never say never.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. But yeah, I mean that's what I would do. I'd go after everything he cares about
Yeah.
and destroy it.
Yeah.
But so
And
just word
Frankie
to
and
the
I would
wise.
help you.
Yeah, exactly. Word to the wise. Anyways, so
You are-
that's been the
You are forewarned, Gilby Clark.
Yes, you are forewarned. Also, we need to say that we didn't get a chance to do a YouTube video for our last couple
Yes.
episodes because we had a little mishap in the studio. So, so it is with Barb and I. You just never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of
Mercury
chocolates.
retrograde is over. It was
Yeah.
the shadow period. It is what it is, everybody.
Thank God that's over.
Yes.
Oh, God, that
Until
was terrible.
December.
Oh, no,
last
I don't
one
even
of
want
the
to
year.
know about it. I don't even want to know about it. Okay, so the Golden Bachelorette started.
Oh, I missed it. I knew I was
It
supposed to watch something.
started last night.
It was last night? Oh,
Yeah.
good. I could still watch it.
Yeah, you can still watch it. It started last night. It was the first episode.
We loved her.
Oh my God. She is she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely.
I can't wait to watch it.
But I got to tell you, they brought out all the men.
oh, no.
They brought out all the men. And, okay. So I have a slight problem with the title, the Golden Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette, whatever, because she's 61.
Okay.
We're not that far from that.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to know about being in my golden age.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Is that why they called it golden?
Yes,
Oh.
it's the golden age.
Oh,
So yeah, and then at the end of it, they go, if you're a senior looking for love, or if you know of a senior, you want to nominate a senior looking for love. I was like, senior, this is awful. It was really in your face.
What are the guys like?
Okay, so the guys range from like 60 to like in their 70s.
Okay.
They're all lovely. I got to tell you, from the second it started till the second it ended, I bawled my eyes out because it's sad.
I know,
You want
it's-
them all to find love, and only one of them is going to find love. So it was kind of sad. It's a little heartbreaking, I got to be honest. And a lot of the guys have suffered loss of their spouse.
They're widowed or whatever.
They're widowed, divorced or whatever. Everyone's got a story, and you feel for absolutely every single one of them. And she really struggles with that too. She has a hard time like sending them home, and but it's so lovely to watch because to see them have a second chance at love is really beautiful. And
let's hope
I love
it ends
that.
better than the last one.
Let's hope. My God, last one was a disaster.
I thought he was the dream of all dreams.
Yeah, but
I don't know what happened.
Did not work out that way,
No,
did
he
it?
made the mistake.
Yeah, but remember the really cute dad of the Bachelorette contestant? Or you don't watch the regular Bachelor?
No.
Okay, so there was the last Bachelor, Joey, I think was his name. His girl that he picked, who was just beautiful. I think her name is Kelsey. Gorgeous, sweet girl. When they went to the hometown dates to meet their parents, he met her father. Well, all of America fell in love with her father because he's just adorable. He's really cute. And he's also widowed, and he's just a really good-looking guy. Well, she brought him to the new Golden Bachelorette, and so he's one of the contestants.
Oh, that's great.
So the spoiler
So
alert,
he's the
there you
favorite.
go. So yeah,
That's
I
great.
think he's definitely one of the favorites
That's
because
cool.
he's adorable, and
I
you can
can't
tell
wait to
she
watch
thought
it.
he was really cute too. So it's really good. It's really interesting, and it's very interesting to see how the dynamics are, and it's so different with older people.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more. I don't know, maybe because I'm older, but it's a little bit more interesting, and the way that they talk to each other is just different. You know,
because
and it's
I
not
think
just
it feels like, I think it feels, well, personal, right?
Yeah.
But I think it also feels like this is a real last opportunity for this to really have this and to have it be organic. So I think it hits close to home a little bit.
Yeah.
And you just want people that you love to be happy.
Yeah.
And then I guess you feel like with 20-year-olds, if they make a bad mistake, they're going to have another
opportunity. So you're more invested in
Yes,
this because
absolutely.
you really want them to find love and be happy.
And we all loved her on
she's absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
And she looks gorgeous in this, and it's very sweet. So I really
I'm going to
enjoyed
start.
it.
I'll watch it tonight and then catch up. So
Plus,
we
I
can
have
watch it
so
together.
many people I would love to nominate for it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'd
oh my
love to
God!
throw a
And
few
to talk
people in
about
there.
that, like Gilby's, you posted a video of Gilby's mom dancing on the stage when
Oh
he
my God.
played. Zach was crying, tears. That was the most beautiful thing ever.
Barb, it was so beautiful. So Gilby
So
got
beautiful.
asked. He got asked to play a show in Hermosa Beach.
Okay.
On the beach, on the sand. They have a concert series it's their second annual concert series. So they asked his band, the Keith Richards,
which we love.
Yes,
Keith Richards is amazing.
The Keith Richards is Gilby's little side project, and it is basically a cover band, and they do a lot of like classic rock stuff. And it's Sean McNabb is in the band. He plays bass, and he's
so talented.
So talented.
I
He
love his voice.
Played with a lot of people, especially Dawkins, and then Jason Sutter is his drummer, and Jason has played with Cher, and he's got great Cher stories. Great Cher stories, and recently he's been playing with Joe Perry too. Really talented, amazing drummer. So they played on the beach, and Gilby's mom lives in that area. So God bless her, 82 years old. She shows up at the beach with her girlfriend. and I look over, and she is just dancing up a storm.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Oh my God, I brought her up on stage. She stood on the side of the stage, and she was barefoot because, there's sand on the beach and everything. So she's barefoot, and she's dancing, and
So
she's just
beautiful.
beaming with pride for her son. And it was such a beautiful moment.
was
The
amazing.
sun was setting over the pier. I looked over for 1 second. The sun was setting over the pier. His mom is dancing. The band is backlit by the sun. It was just beautiful. It was
Special
a really,
moment.
really special moment. I looked out and there were just thousands of people on the beach.
so
Everybody's
cool.
dancing. And there's all these like little girls. Seriously, Barb, there was like 10 little girls that were about like 5, 6 years old, all in their bikinis,
the
dancing around
cutest.
at the front of the stage. And I was like, well, the groupies sure are getting younger. I can't compete with this.
Right? How cute.
Yeah, it was really, really cute. And I met a couple people that listened to the show, which was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. I
And-
did
yeah.
during Berserkus as well. There were a couple of people that came up and were like, I was almost as excited to meet you as I was to see.
I know, isn't that
but
funny
it
when
was
that
really
happens?
cute.
It cracks me
Yeah,
up.
it's really fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
We really appreciate it.
We do. We really
Yeah.
do. So, it was really just like a fun day. It was just beautiful. So I think next year when they do it again, I'll talk about it so that people go if they're in
Yeah,
town because it's
absolutely.
really
How
beautiful.
fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's such a fun experience. You're on the beach and there's like ice cream vendors and there's kids everywhere and
That's so
there's,
great.
sand and the sun and it was really, really beautiful. I just enjoyed it so much. Anyway, is it time for Flicks AF?
Yeah.
Okay, so Flicks AF. I watched the new Nicole Kidman,
Oh, I've been seeing for the new
Liev
movie.
Schreiber. It's a series. It's a limited series called The Perfect Couple, which goes perfectly with what we talked about today.
Oh,
So it's called The Perfect Couple. I think it's on Apple or on Netflix. No, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix, and it's about this family that everyone perceives as the perfect couple.
yeah.
Which you'll find out when you watch
There are
it.
none.
There are none. What did I think of it? So I think I didn't love it. I thought, usually when it's
I
Nicole
love both of
Kidman
them.
and Liev Schreiber, yeah, I just, always think it's going to be a great project,
Right.
But I didn't love it. I thought it was campy, but like in a bad way.
Oh no.
I know a lot of people really liked it, so watch it and decide for yourself. But for me, it wasn't, I didn't love it. It didn't keep my attention. I kept kind of like pausing it, going to
Wow.
do other things, going back to it. I wanted to finish it so that I could talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't going to talk about it on the show, I probably would have dumped it. I probably wouldn't have finished watching it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you loved it, you'd say you loved it. So
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to watch it, but maybe I won't.
Also, I thought it was really distracting. I don't know whether they did like some kind of weird soft focus on Nicole Kidman or whatever. But
I
like,
have heard a bunch of comments about what she looked like because apparently she's kind of dialed down the filler and
well,
the,
when I saw her on the red carpet at all the
She looked beautiful.
fashion events and everything that she's been going to and the premieres and stuff, she looks gorgeous.
yeah, she does.
Gorgeous. But in the show, I don't know whether it was the makeup or the way that the camera shot her. I don't know. It was just the lighting. I don't know what it was, but it was distracting. I didn't like it.
Do you feel they had a chemistry on screen?
No,
That's what I was going to say. It's weird. That's
No.
her best friend's ex-husband.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of juicy.
Yeah. Were they married? Him and Naomi?
Well, they have 2 children together.
Yeah, I don't think they were actually married though. But
maybe
I don't know.
not.
Maybe not. But yeah, I just didn't like it. I just thought it was weird. It was kind of like Stepford and campy, but not in a good way. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. It was icky to me. I don't know. I thought it was
Wow.
weird.
Well, good to know.
There wasn't any character that I really cared about
No.
particularly. So
And you have to when it's that kind of heavy of a story.
so there you have it.
Okay.
That's my vote on that one. I'd skip it, but if you're bored, watch it. Let me know what you thought of it. Maybe I'm all wrong. I know a lot of people loved it. I did not like it.
Yeah, I've heard good
I
things.
thought I
but-
would. My sister told me to watch it. My sister was like, "Oh my God, Danielle, you got to watch this." And so I watched it. And she's like, "Isn't it good?" I'm all, "No, no, I
You
didn't love
felt
it."
that about sex life the second
Oh
one.
yeah, Sex Life. Yeah,
I enjoyed it, but I'm an easy,
Yeah.
you know,
The first one I really enjoyed because it was just so smutty and so fun. But the second one, I thought it got old. And
I
just didn't
love
like
that
it.
actress Sarah.
Yeah.
And I love that they're a couple in real life.
Yeah.
I just love them
Yeah.
both so much.
Yeah.
But oh my God, that first season.
The first season was off the
Out of
charts.
control.
Yeah, out of control.
When
the
are they
second
going
one
to
lost me.
Can we please have something like that again? And the one
Right.
Zach and I were personally invested in, they just stopped.
Which one?
The one.
Oh.
Why does Netflix do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was really well received. It was such an interesting premise.
Maybe it got too expensive to produce. Who knows?
Maybe somebody needs to pick that up because I need to know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it time for Barb's Bag of Tricks?
Yes.
What you got in there?
Well, you know how we have been talking for a while about celebrity lines and how we were feeling about them, and some were great and some were not so great.
Yeah.
I have found Molly Sims' C line. She's on Instagram and socials all the time with these eye patches. Have you seen her with her little eye patches everywhere?
Yeah.
So it's called the Overachiever.
By the
brightening
way,
eye mask.
you gave me a mask the other day.
That last one from this Korean one.
Yes, it's
sleep-
fantastic.
It is unbelievable.
The sleep mask. It's
That
fantastic.
might be the Barb's Bag of Tricks that we
missed.
lost.
Yes.
I will redo it.
Yeah.
It's a sleep-in mask that literally makes you look like you had a facelift when you wake up.
It is.
It's fantastic.
It's incredible.
It is.
And it's funny because you know how all masks kind of sit on you and they don't stay and they slip around. This one stays.
It's
and
kind
it
of like a
turns
silicone.
Clear. It turns clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I remember you said you were a little off-put by sleeping in it.
Yeah, because I sleep on my face.
Well, that would do it. But which you really need to stop that.
I know.
But
Trust me, I know. When I wake up and I'm all scrunched up like a gremlin, I'm like,
that
why am I
mask,
sleeping on my face?
will do another Barb's Bag of Tricks with
Yeah.
it because it deserves its own Barb's Bag of Tricks.
It's very good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But these YSE, I don't know if it's C. I think they pronounce it C when she does her little infomercial for it. YSE Beauty. It's Molly Sims' line. These eye masks, which is really funny, she wears them to take her kids to school. She runs around all over town when she's sidelined at soccer games. She's got them on. It's called the Overachiever, and these are so good.
Brightening eye masks.
They
Okay.
also puff you up a little bit if
Oh,
you
I
get
like that.
hollows, which I think are fantastic. She was on Watch What Happens Live 2 nights ago, and oh my God, she gets more beautiful every year.
Yeah.
She is one of those women that literally, when you put a side by side to her when she was in her 20s peak modeling, I think she's more beautiful now.
Heidi Klum too.
Yes, both of them.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
But Molly Sims is just, I mean, it's also how effervescent she is, her laugh, her vibe, her everything. I just adore her. But I said I wasn't all that in love with the serum. I am in love with these eye patches.
Oh, good.
They
Okay.
are killer. First of all, she did something really smart. She put the writing on the side that isn't supposed to go against your skin.
Oh, that's
How
clever.
many
'cause,
times
yeah,
do we use
I never
these
know
eye
which
patches?
side to put on. Yeah.
Which side, which
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
She even tells you the bubble side goes on the inside, the other way. You know,
That's
she
clever.
wears them
Yeah.
in some of her videos around laugh lines around her
Oh.
mouth, which is completely clever. It's unbelievable, and it
Yeah.
works because it's a plumping effect. So
Right.
you can use them here. They're made to go here, but the writing goes away from your skin. And the actives in it, I have super sensitive skin. I'm always leery when I first use something. I never do it before a big day because I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I took these with me for Berserkus. I used them the day before to see how they worked. Love them. These
Oh,
are
that's
like now
great.
part of my getting ready for anything
Yeah.
important or special. These are great.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
highly recommend them.
Yeah, definitely try.
And they were not very expensive. There's like 6 in a box. Actually, both of these are for you because I bought several boxes.
Ooh, thank you. I'll try 'em
And I
out.
think they were like, I gotta look for sure. But I think it was like $39 for a box of 6.
Oh yeah, that's pretty
Totally
good.
worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
Direct to
that's great.
consumer online. Highly recommend them.
Awesome. Thank you, Barb.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. So I think, does this do it for
I think we're good to go.
for this episode? Okay. If you have any comments or suggestions or products that you'd like us to review,
Or have any intel on our husbands,
yeah,
you can share them.
no, don't. Keep that to yourself. Or if you have any subjects you want us to talk about, hit us up on our socials. Honest AF Show is our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all across the board. HonestAFShow.com is our website. Until next time, y'all take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. We obviously need to do a disclaimer here, so we want you to know we are not doctors or experts by any stretch of the imagination. We are just a couple of gals that are looking for magical products, procedures, and experiences. And in our quest, we will share our honest as fuck opinions with you. So please make sure before you try anything we talk about that you know your own restrictions and do so at your own risk. Do not blame us for any of your issues. We're just experimenting too.